Hi, everybody. I hope you're having a good Saturday. Maybe, hopefully, you haven't been hit by whatever they're called. I think, what are they calling this one? Not tropical storm. Let's try that again. Winter storm Harper or something like that is what I think they are calling this current storm. I don't know. It's not here yet, at least. Well, I don't think it is. I haven't looked outside in a little while, but I don't think it is. But hopefully it is not wherever you are either, because it sounds very nasty. I think it's supposed to be coming through here soon, but in the overnight hours maybe. To a lesser degree than some people are getting it, though, from what I hear. So we have just one break tonight, but it's going to be a pretty good one, right? It's going to be a long one, too. We're going to open a full case of Bowman Draft Jumbo tonight, so that's going to take us a while. Before we get started opening it, though, there is a tiny little bit of information to go over, so let's rock through that first. Feedback is set to be completely automated on eBay, and that is done simply so that you never have to wait on me. Anytime you leave positive feedback for me, you are going to instantly get positive feedback in return. So that's kind of a win-win for us both, hopefully. And of course, the second more important message there is to say thank you. I do appreciate everyone who bids and breaks and chats with me, and you guys come and keep me informed about scores and all kinds of other stuff. So thanks for spending part of your Saturday with me. Or if you're watching this later after the fact, well, hey, thanks for stopping by and watching it later. Taking a look right now at breaks that are coming up over the next few days. This stuff is already listed on eBay and available for bidding, right now if you so choose. So tomorrow night is an off night. Not going to do any breaks tomorrow. And we'll make up for it on Monday, though, because we will open a case. Well, it's 12 packs in a box, and a box makes up a case. So whatever you want to call it, it is 12 packs of Gold Rush Gem Mint Basketball, 2019 Gem Mint Basketball. We'll open that Monday night, along with a 10-box case of Leaf Best of Football, a 12-box case of Leaf Ultimate Draft Baseball, and our final case of 2018 Bowman's Best Baseball, break number 9, will also take place on Monday night. Tuesday, we'll do Hit Parade Triple Play Baseball. That is a box with 3 different autographed memorabilia items in it, a baseball jersey, an actual baseball, and a photograph. And then we'll open a 12-box case of Contenders Football. On Wednesday, we have one new release. That's Crown Royal Basketball. We'll open a full case of that, along with another case of Leaf Best of Football and Leaf Autograph Mini Helmets, a half case. It's the back half of the case that we started last night. On Thursday night, we'll open a Gold Rush Autograph Basketball jersey, a second case of the Gem Mint Basketball, and a second case of Crown Royal Basketball, and a 6th case of Leaf Ultimate Draft Baseball. So we're going to be busy with a lot of baseball, a lot of basketball, a little football mixed in there for good measure as well. So that's what's coming up in the days ahead. For tonight, there's just the one break. It is for Bowman Draft Jumbo, of course. It's a full case break. As we have, as it said online in the description, and we've talked about all week, Paper Base has its own bidding spot in this break. So all the Paper Base cards go to that bidding spot. What goes to the teams? That would be any autographed card, numbered card, parallel, insert, and chrome card, okay? So the paper that isn't numbered, signed, is going to go to the Paper Base spot. Most of our other inserts and parallels are going to be chrome. So, virtually, well, the vast majority are going to be chrome that are inserts and parallels. Please remember there is no mail service on Monday for Martin Luther King Jr.'s holiday. So anticipating that everything gets out the door on Tuesday of the upcoming week. So once again, this is an 8-box full case of 2018 Bowman Draft Jumbo. And of course, it ended tonight on eBay, Saturday night, the 19th of January. You have got the team names there on the left-hand side, the winning bidders. User ID is up across from each team on the right-hand side. And of course, as we just discussed in a little more detail a moment ago, the Paper Base has its own bidding spot. And of course, it is notated right there. Oh, and we did have one second chance in here. I should call that out too. So the Pittsburgh Pirates, that buyer elected not to pay for their item. So the underbidder was kind enough to pick that up on eBay. We didn't have to go through a big ordeal here in chat, so that is much appreciated. Thank you for picking that team up tonight. You're going to notice right now that your background is about to go a little bit out of focus, but don't sweat it. We are still going to be able to see all of our cards. In fact, we'll be able to see them even better because when you ditch off that autofocus, it lets me manually set it so that we can hold the cards up really close to the camera and get a very good look at everything. So let's see who's in chat tonight. Jay Allen is here and Ezekiel is here. You said... Oh man, you got 8 inches of snow already, plus drifts. Oh, Ezekiel, that does not sound fun. You know, I don't think they're calling for us to get that amount of snow, but they are, you know, it was warm today. I mean, it has rained in torrents all day long, but it's been warm. Like warmer than even it was earlier this week. We've had temperatures up in the mid 40s today, maybe even up into the high 40s. But it's about ready to change here about any time. So they tell me it's going to drop down into the 20s. So, you know, we're going to have a 25 or so degree temperature swing. So all that water is supposed to freeze. And then I guess in the overnight hours, we're then going to get hit with a bunch of, not a bunch of, but a couple of inches of snow on top of that ice. Is what they're telling us. Now, you know, who knows whether or not it ends up that way or not, but that's what they're telling us now. But it's nowhere near that 8 inches of snow that you have gotten, so yikes. And Ricky's here. Hi, Ricky. You said you're in the Massachusetts area. You don't have anything yet, but you think it's coming later. Well, listen, they are talking about some stuff kind of rolling up through there, I think. So I don't know, maybe you'll get lucky and dodge it, whatever part of the state you're in. That'd be good. That'd be better, wouldn't it? Greg is here, Latch is here, and Latch says be good to you with some good hits, or be nice to you with some good hits tonight. Who you got in here, Latchman? You know that I don't do a good job remembering who has specifically what team, so you're going to have to remind me, and we'll try to work the mojo for you. And Griffin is here. Hi, Griffin. Oh, yeah, it is your birthday today, Latchman. You told us last night it was going to be your birthday today. That's right. Jay Allen remembered that. Thank you, Jay Allen, for reminding me. Jordan is here, and Kids is here, too. Jay Allen, you said you need plenty of parallels for the Dodgers. You know, the Dodgers sold for like a ridiculously low amount tonight. I'm sure you saw that. Well, obviously you did. You bought it. But, I mean, I couldn't believe how low they sold. So I think pretty much if you hit anything at all, you have paid for your spot, I think, for sure. Okay, so just one more reminder, in case anybody did not hear me say it earlier, or you didn't see it on the screen, or you didn't read it in the listing description. Guys, the paper base, they go to their own bidding spot. So all this paper that we're looking through right there goes to its bidding spot. The stuff that goes to the teams, the chrome cards, like these. We find when we get to the middle of every pack, there's 4 or 5 chrome cards, including some that are numbered, like this one. When we find this light blue color in chrome, it is numbered to 402. When we find the light blue color in paper, it is numbered to 499. So going to the teams, all chrome cards, inserts, parallels, numbered cards, and autograph cards. So again, most of your inserts are chrome cards, so, you know, they're going to go where they need to go anyway. Last 2 cards that we come across the chrome in each one of those jumbo packs are going to be refractors. It's going to be that same way through each one of these jumbos that we open. So it's all that little juicy stuff in the middle there is what ships out to the teams. All the stuff that we see before and after we get to the middle is the stuff that goes to the paper-based bidding spot. All right. So that is our rundown of what we're looking at tonight. Now we got to get about the business of finding some good stuff. Dale, you said no snow for you, but plenty of alcohol. So you're ready if the snow does hit? I like that. I think that's excellent planning, my friend. That is to 402 chrome parallel for the Red Sox. These we're going to find lots of. There's two different teams on that card. Every time we find it, it's going to have two different teams on it. So it's going to sit right over there. That is our housekeeping area. And each one of those cards that have two teams on it, we'll just kind of stack them right over there. And then at the very end of the break, we'll be giving those out. So that's how that's going to work. Griffin, you said you are saving up all your bids for Tuesday. Are you going to go? You going to go in a big way on Tuesday and just go for it, man? You getting in Leaf Best of Football? That has been so good, hasn't it? I mean, it's like every case of Leaf Best of Football that we have opened has... Whoops, is that numbered? Oh, hang on a minute. On that Adam Hill. I think that was numbered, wasn't it? No. Was it? No. I guess it wasn't. For some reason, I thought it was. But yeah, that Leaf Best of Football has been exceedingly good to us, really. And that last case in particular was crazy, crazy, crazy good. I think we looked at those already, but I have them sitting in a weird place, so we're going to look at them again. And I think that my Cincinnati Reds have managed to swing a trade for Sonny Gray. I didn't see the details. I had heard that it was close, and then I saw a little headline go by, but I did not have time to click into it because, of course, we were getting ready to do the break. But I think we traded Shedlong and somebody or something, either Shedlong in cash or Shedlong in another person or shedding a draft pick, shedding something, I believe, got us Sonny Gray coming over from the Yankees, if I read the headline correctly anyway. So yet here we are, less than a month away from pitchers and catchers reporting, and we still have Machado unsigned, Bryce Harper unsigned. It's going to be kind of crazy. But you know what? I will tell you this. That jumped out of my hand. So let's take another look there at Shane McClanahan. I know he's just a base, but still, you know, if one jumps out, I like to make sure that it's okay. So the rumor is, you know, they've been talking about there's a mystery team in the market for Machado. Well, the latest rumor says that mystery team is the Padres. That adds a little layer to things, doesn't it? That is just another insert series. That is a facsimile autograph on there. It's not an... Ooh, hang on. Excuse me. It is not an actual true autograph. I did not sneeze into my hand, by the by. It's into my elbow. And if we find one of those that is autographed, there are autograph parallels of it. If we find one, I'll flag it and let you know. Otherwise, if you don't hear me say anything about it, then you know it's the one that has the printed signature or the facsimile signature on it. Griffin, you didn't get to play in the Leaf Best of Football last time, so you are going to get in there this time. Well, good. Good, good, good. Dan, what are you saying there? You said A's, Yankees, and now Cincy. Yeah, well, Griffin, I don't know. I mean, you say it looks like Cincinnati's trying to win this year. I mean, well, one would think, but yet we've made some interesting moves, but I don't see any moves that Cincinnati has made that are earth-shattering. I mean, everybody knew we were going to have to upgrade it in the rotation because our pitching is horrendous. But I haven't seen anything where I just go, wow, that we're really going to do well now. So, I don't know. Like, I'm not a huge fan of the moves we've made so far. Tampa Bay Rays, Grant Witherspoon, that is to 250. It is paper and it is purple, but because it is numbered, of course, it's going to the teams, not to the paper base. And oh my gosh, isn't that a nice first autograph to find out of this box? There are 3 we're looking for in total. The first one we see is a nice Alec for the Phillies. So Philadelphia with a nice start. And there is a nice Florial refractor as well for the Yankees and a Jaron Kendall for the Dodgers. So Couple of little refractors headed your way there. Dan, I don't know if Harper's going to go to the Phillies. I mean, you know, everybody was kind of saying he didn't want to go there. Like he himself didn't really want to go there. But yet then all the reports come out after they met with him in Vegas that, oh, it went well and he liked them and etc. So it's hard to know how much of that is truth and how much of that's not. But I don't know. I think it's going to come down to money for him, honestly. Grayson Rodriguez, that is one of our Bowman Sterling continuity cards. That entire series refracts. It's Cole Winn and Adam Hill. And really, I think the thing about Harper is he wants a really long-term deal. So it's not just that he wants, you know, $30 or $40 million a year or whatever he's asking. He also wants a contract for like 10 years at 30 or 40 million. I think that's maybe part of the problem that he's having getting signed, because, you know, that's not an easy ask. There's only a handful of teams that can swing that. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with him, but we'll see. Greg, you said Harper will be missed in February. What does that mean? You know, sometimes my brain misfires. You got to walk me through that one, Greg. This is for the Mets, and it is a nice little orange parallel to 25, a little chrome Vientos for the Mets. I see that Jay Allen is back. He must have wandered off on us for a minute. There was Sanchez for the Phillies and Cruz for the Pirates. You don't think, oh, you, Greg, you said that you think they look good in red stripes. I hope the Reds aren't done, because I don't think we've upgraded where we need to upgrade to win yet. So I don't know. You said you're just telling us this for fun. Sam's Club has a 4-pound pizza for Super Bowl? What kind of toppings does that thing have on it? Does it is a 6-pack of beer one of the toppings? Like, how does a pizza weigh 4 pounds? That is crazy. That is insane. Well, first of all, it has to be huge. Like, who's going to be able to fit it into an oven if you have to heat it up or whatever? And secondly, it's got to have some serious toppings to weigh that. This is Brent Rooker to 150, headed to the Minnesota Twins. We've got another 2-team card over there in housekeeping. Our refractors here, headed to the Brewers and the Pirates. One of those was Lolo Sanchez. Oh, you're saying Harper will sign in February. Oh, I got you. You were saying mid-February, and I must have read that wrong. I thought it said he will miss February, and I couldn't connect the dots. I told you my brain's feeble, guys. I'll freely admit it. Colorado Rockies, that's to 499, Grant Levine. Next, we've got a little franchise future insert. Once again, all inserts, all the stuff here in the little middle going to each team. Red Sox have a nice hit. So both hits 1 and 2 out of this box. Pretty nice pulls. Tristan Casas, that is to 150, your blue parallel for the Red Sox. And Brendan McKay and Calvin Coker are 2 refractors. Got 2 packs left back there out of box number 1. We know one of them has got to have another autograph in it, because we have had only 2 autographs so far. Oh, Jay Allen, you had another invoice you were waiting on tonight. Was it another one of those with like huge amounts of teams on it? Like the total amount was, the shipping was like 10 times the cost of the teams until they fixed it. Yeah, I feel you on that. I do indeed. Greg, you think the Phillies will sign him? You think the Phillies will give him his 10 years? I think they might. I think there'll be an offer for him. Maybe. 10 years. I mean, they can afford it. They're one of the few that can. It's to 499 for the Nationals, Tim Cate. And I do know that he's young, so 10 years relative to his age and his position is not that long. But still, I mean, that's just a tremendous contract. If something were to go south with him, oh, you would have a really hard time absorbing that. You know? I don't know. I don't know, but somebody's going to pay him, whether it's the Phillies or somebody else. Somebody will pay him. It was a Casas insert. We have the Diamondbacks and the Indians with refractors. You said Reese Hoskins called Bryce Harper, trying to get him to go there. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's long been rumored that the Phillies were attached to him, so we'll see how that goes. I think the more interesting thing is sort of this dark horse Padres sort of story, because if that did turn out to be the mystery team for Manny Machado, wouldn't that be something? Because, I mean, the Padres, by the way, have an outstanding farm system already. And they've got some nice young players there. And I could see him coming in there for an immediate upgrade and the Padres kind of instantly becoming competitive. I mean, as in super competitive. That would be a really interesting play if that happens. I don't know what their money situation is, but... Says Josh Bro, it is to 250 for the New York Yankees. But mainly, I just want to watch it all come on and happen. That's Madrigal and Anderson. Same thing happened last year, though. You know, the free agent market was really soft. And if you remember, spring training started with a lot of guys unsigned. And, of course, then they had no spring training camp to report to, so they all went to, like, IMG Academy, right? And just trained down there at IMG. A little Royce Lewis sparkle. I'm liking the looks of that. So, the Twins, that's going to probably make you a little money. I think the sparkles, well, I don't know. I think most of the sparkles, even kind of generically, bring at least I would say probably $50. You get a good one like Royce Lewis, you might get a little more than that for it. So I think anytime you get a sparkle, you're probably in pretty good shape. Brandon, we have hit I think some good stuff. We hit Tristan Casas. We hit Alec for the Phillies. So we've hit a couple of what I think are pretty nice autograph hits so far. John is here. Hi, John. How are you tonight? How are things in your neck of the woods, John? Hopefully good. There's our two-team. Our little housekeeping area is going to be so full of those two-team cards by the end of the night. There's a lot of them. Blue Jays and Pirates have our refractors, and then, of course, everything else in there are going to our paper base bidding position. I mean, technically, we could go right to the middle where the hits are, but the person who has the paper base probably wants to get a little look at what kind of paper base they're getting. So we're going to continue to go through them. We just go through them kind of quickly. No, oh, I meant the other John J. Allen. I meant John Duran that just jumped in. That's Bowman Sterling continuity. I know you've been here, man. I know you're here. There's the San Diego Padres and Jonathan India refractor for the Reds. But I feel you. It is wet here, too. It has rained literally the entire day, and it's rained a lot. And I'm super, super glad that it was warm enough here that it was rain and not snow. because if that had been snow, we would be digging out for 100 years. It's rained all day and hard, quite hard at various points of the day, as a matter of fact. And a blue parallel, that is to 402 for the Blue Jays with Griffin. Oh, Greg, it's snowing at your house now. I haven't looked outside here in a while. Could be snowing here by now, but I don't think so. It's Owen White and Cole Cottom. I mean, the last I saw, temperature was not going to get down to freezing until probably closer to midnight. And then all the water that's on the roads and everywhere at that point will freeze. And then the rest of the precipitation that comes down will be in the form of unfortunate snow. Well, I mean, not as unfortunate as those of you who have 8 inches of snow already, but you know me, I don't like cold weather. Casey Mize insert there for the Tigers, and the White Sox and the Pirates have our 2 refractors from that pack. Now, this is the last of our Bowman Draft Jumbo that we're opening tonight, but I have some Bowman Draft Super Jumbo. Can you imagine? Like even more cards than we already have in this? Well, yeah, it's out there. This is to 499 for the A's, Armenteros. So at some point in the next few weeks, we'll start breaking the Super Jumbos, and we'll most likely do the same thing that we're doing with this, and we'll have the paper base sort out separately into its own bidding spot, just because of the volume. Our first autograph out of box number 2 is for the Minnesota Twins, Trevor Larnach. Corbin Martin and Adonis Medina were our 2 refractors on the back end of that pack. Greg, you said what are you saying? Oh, the number of autographs in the Super Jumbo? I think it's 5. I would have to double check that to make sure that I'm not quoting you incorrectly, but I believe Super Jumbo is 5 autographs if I remember correctly, which I may not be, so don't 100% hold me to that. To 402, Ryan Mountcastle, because I haven't opened it since last year, so I'm just kind of spitballing. I think it's 5. But the number of cards, of course, you know, massive amounts of cards in the Jumbo, which is what we're opening here, and then the Super Jumbo, well, yeah, as the name implies, it's even bigger. Yeah, Ricky agrees with me there. He says he also believes that that is a 5 autograph per box product. I was pretty sure that it was, but since I haven't opened it in a year, I wasn't 100% sure, but it sounds like that is correct. I didn't steer you wrong, it doesn't sound like, so. Pack Attacks, I don't have a website. I know. I've been saying for 2+ years now that I'm going to have one. I really thought I would have one by now. I thought I had someone lined up to build it, and a friend of mine was project managing it and said we were like on track and good to go, and then I don't know, something happened, and the people who were supposed to build it then said they were too busy to do it, and blah, 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 blah. So I still don't have one up 2+3 years after I said I was going to. Still don't. Levi Kelly, that is the green parallel for the Diamondbacks. I want to get it done, but I don't have the time to do it myself. And even though I could probably do one myself, I think it would take me longer and it wouldn't look nearly as nice as if I paid someone to do it. Just got to find the right someone to do it. Numbered to 499, that is Mason Denneberg for the Nationals. Of course, he was a redemption in so many Topps products along the way this year, but he's live in that one, so. Oh, well, true. You might have been Pack Attacks if you were asking about my eBay name. Sorry, I was thinking you were literally asking about a website. But Jay Allen, he's got us covered right there. Thank you, Jay Allen, for typing that in, man. I appreciate it. So, yes, my eBay seller name is Fleaburger. So, of course, you can find that by going into eBay, and then at the top, there's another Jonathan India refractor. At the top of any eBay page, there's a search box, and next to that, I think, is the word advanced. You can click on advanced search, then type in search by seller, type in, my seller name, Fleaburger, hit see all items or search or whatever the option is, and it should take you to the full list of things that I have up and running, which there's always a lot. Tomorrow night is an off night, though. I don't take too many of those off, but we are taking tomorrow night as a non-break night. For the Miami Marlins, you have Will Banfield, autograph green chrome parallel /99 for Miami. The Angels with Jahmai Jones and Nicky Lopez out for the Kansas City Royals are our two refractors out of that pack. Greg says, how many total cards are there in Super Jumbo? Jay Allen's answer is a zillion. Yeah, you are not far off. It feels like a zillion. I'm going to tell you that. Yeah, when you're sitting on this side of it, it feels like a zillion. Greg, I'm not sure, to tell you the truth. I don't really remember the total card count in the case. I just know it's really high. But I do not remember the total card count on that at all. But of course, I will have the product information down at the bottom of the listing. You guys know I always copy and paste that, put that down there. So it should hopefully have all the details like that when I get it listed in that manufacturer's info. The Milwaukee Brewers with Bryce Turang have a nice little orange parallel numbered to 25. We like our orange. We like to see the orange show up. Mariners Sam Carlson, and there's a Brandon Marsh for the Angels. But yeah, it definitely feels like a zillion cards. But hey, you all will be happy to know that I had another relatively sleepless night last night. So I got a whole lot of stuff done last night, and guess what? Oh yeah, you got it. I got our optic that we broke last night. It really did ship out today. Woohoo! How about that? Like, I know you saw the label print, but you probably thought, it's too late because the counter was already closed. That's the 250 Griffin Roberts Parallel Cardinals. And you're right, the counter was closed, but my pickup hadn't happened yet. Woohoo! Jesus Sanchez and Jeter Downs, the refractors. So the carrier picked it up, and it is winging its way to you right now, the stuff that we broke last night. Well, Jay Allen, all the paper base, of course, that's, most of the cards in here. Out of the 32 cards in a pack, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've probably got 10 out of each pack that will be sorted to teams, and then the remaining 22 or so go to the paper base. That is numbered to 402 for the Dodgers with Braden Fisher. So you are not wrong in the fact that the paper base will require a pretty good size box to get it shipped out. That is quite true. And it's going to weigh a lot for sure. Probably weigh 20 pounds or so. Probably more than that by the time I actually get it all safely packed and secured inside the box, because all the packing materials and things add weight. So yeah, it's going to be a heavy box showing up on your doorstep when you've got the paper base in this break. Yeah, I'm not even sure if are there even 10 in the middle? Yeah, there's probably, maybe not quite 10. maybe we'll count them this time. We'll count them in the middle of this pack. Started counting them in the last and then didn't finish it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The color makes 6. It goes to the Indians. It's numbered to 402. And the insert would make 7. And refractor 8, refractor 9. So we were pretty much on it. And then the rest paper base. So yeah, it'll be a big box. Yes, Greg, the postal rates are going up, and they're going up pretty significantly. They are, and they're doing not just an across-the-board raise of rates either. And first class traditionally has been the same price. It's just based on the ounce, right? So whether I'm shipping it next door or whether I'm shipping it across the country, 4 ounces has been the same price in the past. Jonathan India, Bowman Sterling continuity for the Indians, our refractors for the Pirates and the Rangers. And starting on the 27th, now even first class is going to be done by zone. So first class to California is going to cost me more than first class to Ohio, because Ohio is right above me, California is across the country. And they're raising first class prices over 12% and changing to the weight and distance formula, which means it'll really probably go up more than 12% in a lot of instances. And then priority mail's going up like 6 or 7%, and they're changing a lot of things. So postage in general, it's going to go up quite a bit. And that was the Giants and the Yankees, another Floreal refractor. And all that happens January 27th. So yeah, we're definitely going to have to start probably looking at some rate adjustments, unfortunately, on some of this stuff, which, you hate to do because shipping is already so expensive. And then you've got all the supplies, and then to make matters worse, of course, eBay takes 10% of whatever you charge for shipping, which, I don't know, some of you are probably aware of that, and some of you may not be, but yeah, so like if you charge $3.99, for instance, eBay's taken 40 cents of that for themselves. So the seller isn't really getting $4, and the seller's really getting like $3.60. So it's just, you add all those factors up, and man, it gets pricey in a hurry on some of that stuff. Detroit Tigers Soto, that is to 150. It is a paper blue parallel. But of course, again, goes to the team since it's numbered. Even though it's paper, it doesn't go to the paper base spot. It goes to the teams. Yeah, Greg, if you don't live close to California, yeah, it will definitely cost you more to ship farther than it has for first class mail. Joe Gray and the Milwaukee Brewers autograph comes out. And the Marlins and Diamondbacks have our refractors. The first class is really going to impact me more so than the priority mail. I ship plenty of stuff priority mail, but most of the time when I'm doing that, I'm paying the difference anyway, so I'm already paying more than you guys have paid whenever it goes priority mail anyway, so I don't concern myself too much with that. But the first class, that makes a big difference, because obviously something going across the country is going to cost, in the past, 6 ounces to Hawaii is the same as 6 ounces to Florida. That will not be the case going forward. So, haven't quite figured out how to work around that yet. I mean, as in, like, what kind of pricing is fair to everybody to do. So, that was a Nolan Gorman refractor for the Cardinals as well. So, I don't know. We'll figure it out. I imagine I'll probably absorb some of the cost myself and maybe pass along a portion of it and absorb the rest of it. More than likely is what will happen. Detroit Tigers, that is numbered to 250. It is Bo Burrows. That was paper, purple, parallel. That's a lot. Paper, purple, parallel. A lot of P's in that. It's kind of hard to know, though, Greg, until you actually kind of see it in action when I start getting a feel for what the difference is going to be. Well, yes, eBay will calculate postage, but you don't know exactly what something's going to weigh either, right? Jeremy Ironman for the A's. So for me, I mean, that's easier for you guys because you're just selling maybe single card or whatever. But when I'm doing breaks, it's very difficult to know. One team might have 11 or 12 ounces worth of cards, and another team might have 4 ounces of cards. So that's why, in breaks, it's usually just a set amount. I left the deck sitting there. What am I doing? We haven't looked at those yet. We still have to find some stuff in here before we can look at the rest of that next box. It says Brian Miller to 499 for the Marlins. Oh yeah, Greg, I know you sell, so I figure you probably have a lot of stuff going out on any given day as well. There's the Cubs and the Phillies with our refractors. You probably noticed our autograph hit in this pack, which was our third one for the box, comes up as a redemption. So the redemptions, they also stay over there in housekeeping. At the very end of the break, we flip them over, take a look at them. We probably will know where they go team-wise, but we'll still go to the Topps website and check it out. And Topps recently revamped their website. Recently, as in like within the last week or so. And they moved where the checklists are, but I found them, but I haven't explored them in any great detail yet. But I'll be interested to see if they've maybe improved that experience a little bit. I would like for them to do it a little more the way Panini does it. It's a bit easier to use. So Nick Madrigal coming out here for the White Sox. That is numbered to 250. So that's a cool little refractor there for the White Sox. And we have got a little two-team card there hanging out as well. Padres and Indians with a pair of refractors. So when we finish this box, which, we got a few to look at still yet before we worry about that. But once we get this box finished, we'll be at our halfway point of the case. For those of you who like to keep track of that sort of thing. Some do, some don't. And the Pirates, Travis Swaggerty with our Bowman Sterling continuity. Indians, Ethan Hankins and Tim Cate for the Nationals are our two refractors. And then, of course, Topps Series 1. We're not too far out from that. 30th is the current release date for that. So, I don't know. We might be the rest of the way through Bowman Draft by then if I just schedule them full cases, paper base sorted out and sold in its own spot. We could probably get them broken by then. Jay Allen, you are out of here for tonight. All right, my friend. Well, we will catch you the next time. Have a good rest of your evening. Number to 402 for the A's, that is Jesus Luzardo. We would maybe we'll try to find you a 1 of 1. That would be a nice little way to end the evening for you, wouldn't it? That was Cody Clemens refractor and a refractor for the Mets with Simeon Woods Richardson. We need to find something for Latch in here too. It's his birthday. So we got to try to find a nice Tigers hit to celebrate your birthday as well for Latchman. to 402 for the Brewers. That is Joe Gray. A little franchise futures. And there are the Rays and the Rays. Both of our refractors went to Tampa Bay out of that pack. And give me a second here. I want to reorganize where I have things stacked so that I can kind of keep it in manageable sizes over there. I don't like my stacks to get real tall. Mackenzie Gore, San Diego Padres, paper, 499. So, Latch, what'd you do for your birthday today? Did you do something fun? Did you go anywhere? Did you do anything out of the ordinary? Well, the A's have Grayson Janista. That is a Blue Wave autograph parallel to 150. So, Atlanta with a little color coming out there. Jimenez and Harrison. That was Mets and Marlins for our two refractors. Yeah, we need to pull you a good card for your birthday. Yeah, all right, man. We're going to try. We're going to try very hard to find you a good card for your birthday. Try to make it a little birthday mojo. The Boston Red Sox have Tristan Casas with a sparkle insert here. What did you say about Burger King, Greg? You said Crown Burger King, but what does that mean? You know I'm slow on the uptake, man. You gotta catch me up on these things. I just glance over there sometimes. I see something. I probably missed something up above it there that would clue me in, but I didn't see what it was. Latch, you're having a couple of glasses of wine tonight to celebrate. Well, I think that's a good choice. Considering the weather out, it is probably best to just stay home and kick back with a couple of glasses of wine and celebrate another year. Mitchell White for the Dodgers, Tim Cate again for the Nationals, both refractors. Hang on one second, guys. Sorry, I stacked one thing in the wrong spot, and I just wanted to grab it real quickly there while I had my hands on it. I like to keep the refractors just sorted out separately for the most part, in case one of you has a question about one of them, or somebody says, hey, can you go back and look at XYZ, rather than having to look through 9 zillion stacks of cards. I try to keep the refractors stacked off in their own little pile. And the Angels and the White Sox have our two out of that pack. So my Kentucky Wildcats managed to win their basketball game today, but I tell you what, I don't know what's wrong with our team this year. I mean, they won, but man, they just really didn't look all that good winning again somehow. This is Delgado to 150 for the White Sox, blue parallel. They get these leads, and then it's kind of, I don't know what happens. They lose focus or lose interest or think they won. I don't know what their deal is. And then the next thing you know, it's like, whoops, it's a tie game, or you're down by 1 or whatever. Grayson Janista for the Atlanta Braves. That is back-to-back autographs for Janista. Last 2 autographs, both the same guy. So, yeah, I don't know what happens to them. And then you end up, like, it was just luck. It is absolutely just luck that they held on to beat Auburn. Because if that kid's shot had dropped, would have been a different ending. I don't know what those kids are doing, but, whew, it's tough. Of course, they always say, Calipari always somehow has them ready at March. But I don't know, man. all these freshman dominant teams for us in recent years kind of make it hard to watch everything up until March. Greg, I didn't watch that Duke game. Did Duke win that game? It was Duke, Virginia, right? I did see Kansas lose, however. Last second shot there. Here's our first gold of the night. It is to 50 for the Diamondbacks with Jackson Goddard. So yes, I didn't stick around to watch the Duke game. I had work to do, stuff to do. I didn't have time on that one. I didn't even see the score, actually. A first Bowman autograph for Griffin coming out for the Toronto Blue Jays. Morahan and Karloff, the two refractors. Yeah, I don't know about all these people that tell, Zion Williamson, who of course has been just crazy good for Duke, and I think we can all agree will be the #1 draft pick, kind of probably without question, unless something really dramatic happens for the back part of the college basketball season. That kid's going #1 overall, unquestionably. So some of these talking heads are saying, oh, well, he just needs to shut it down for the year. That's to 250 Houston Astros, Cody Deason. Yeah, so I mean, like, they're suggesting that he should either not play very hard or not, play less or whatever so that he can avoid injury or avoid having anything happen between now and the draft. Basically saying, well, he's proven himself enough to go #1. There's nobody that's going to unseat him at this point. So, yeah, just hang up your shoes for the year. I mean, what kind of people, what kind of adults tell a kid that? Because no matter how good a ball player he is or how tall he is or how old he looks, he is just a kid. And, I mean, what kind of message are you sending, telling the kid, oh, yeah, well, you've done enough. Don't worry about now, saying, don't worry about playing for your team or any of that stuff. Yeah, just look out for yourself. I mean, I just thought that was a terrible message to send, really. But some of these people will just get on there and say anything, won't they? Hopefully the kid won't listen, though. Duke won 70-62. Okay, well, it was at least probably a reasonably fun game to watch then, I would imagine, right? With a close score, unless, sometimes a score will look close when really a game's been a blowout and just all the points come at the end in garbage time. So hopefully it was a fun, good game to watch throughout, maybe. Now we have, for the Dodgers, Jaron Kendall to 250 purple parallel. Oh, 72-70. Oh, okay, well, closer than I thought then, even. There's a nice little Casey Mize refractor. And then the A's get our second one out of that pack. Greg, I think you're asking me about Kyler Murray. And, I mean, he entered his name in the draft. It's hard to say. One would certainly think that he'll probably keep his name in there. But really, until you get through the combine, it's kind of tough to say. At that point, I imagine his agents will get either some assurances or not. And if he gets some assurances that he's going to go high in round 1, or relatively high in round 1, I think he probably goes. That's Cottom to 99 for the Red Sox. Because, I mean, the kid really likes playing football. And I expect that, I mean, you guys know my feeling on it. I think he will get some reasonable assurances from some teams. And I do think he'll go off the board in the first half of the first round. So I expect him to stay in the draft and go. But, I mean, anything can happen, you know. Any way you cut it, I mean, he's pretty well set. He's already got the $4.5 million signing bonus from the A's. Of course, he has to give it back to them if he ends up going the NFL route, but he would make probably more money in the NFL, but baseball's safer. So, I don't know. Lots of ways to look at it. Madrigal and the White Sox, Tampa Bay Rays, and Tampa Bay Rays with our refractors. But I think the main thing is just the kid wants to play football, and I think he'll go high enough in the draft that I think that's what he'll do. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you're saying you think he'll go the bottom of the first round. There, you know, we had this discussion a few nights ago when several people, you guys thought he wouldn't even go. Several people thought he wouldn't go in the first round or thought he would go, you know, second, third round type thing. I just have a feeling he's going to go in the top half of round one. And I may have to eat my words, but I don't know. That's how I see it right now. To 402 for the Braves, Grayson Janista with a little blue insert. And then the Phillies and the Brewers with our refractors. Yes, he would have to give his bonus money back to the A's if he plays football for sure. He has to return that. However, the A's would still retain his professional rights. Meaning, if at whatever point he left the NFL, if he wanted to play baseball again, his rights would belong to the A's, and he would simply end up, you know, going back to that organization at whatever point in time, assuming that, you know, they still wanted him, which I imagine they would. Vientos for the Mets, and then the Padres with Grant Little. But they won't, however, get a draft pick if he goes NFL. Like they won't get a compensatory draft pick, I don't think, for the A's. I think they'll just be out their first round pick from the 2018 draft. So that part kind of blows for them, but I know they want him to play for them, but I don't know if he's going to. So this is a refractor. Most of these two-team cards, of course, are not. Since this one is, you'll note that it's numbered. It is to 250. It still, however, goes over here in our exact same spot, waiting for housekeeping, because that entire group of cards that has two different teams on it will have to be divvied up here at the end of the break. Greg, he can't really effectively do both. I mean, you know, it really, it would require an incredible amount of cooperation between the two sports, and there's some overlap and other things in there. It's really, I don't think, feasible for him to try to do both. I mean, you know, him and Bo Jackson, you know, probably about one of the few that managed to do two sports. Haria, that is paper to 299 for the Brewers. For the Twins, Ryan Jeffers autograph. Greg, I don't know. Josh Allen could go third. He could end up going second. I mean, you never know. If he does really well at the Combine, maybe he even unseats Nick Bosa and goes number one. Really, I thought for Josh Allen to go past Nick Bosa, I think he would have had to have played in the Senior Bowl and really showed out there and at the Combine. He has elected to not play in the Senior Bowl, which means, you know, it's Combine only. But that probably also means that his agent has gotten some information that lets them know that he's going to have a nice draft result without playing in the Senior Bowl. So I think he could just as easily go first or second as he does third. I'd be very surprised if he dropped below the top three. I don't know. We'll be in that football draft before you know it. It's not as far away as it seems like it should be. That is numbered to 250 for the Braves. Seems like all of our sports go so much later or longer. I don't know. It seems like the seasons just get longer, doesn't it? And they kind of don't, I guess, except for baseball. Baseball really does. They have started earlier and played later in recent years. Jason Schroeder for the Houston Astros. And that was Pirates and Padres with our two refractors. I don't know the exact dates of the draft. You'd have to Google the exact dates. I don't know. It's in Nashville. I want to say it's kind of the middle to the end of April, so maybe like second to third week of April, but I definitely don't know the exact dates. I'm the wrong one to ask for that. I do well to remember where I'm supposed to be from day to day. Much less remember that. I can't tell you precisely, but not too far in the offing. But it is in Nashville this year, I'm pretty sure. Moves around, last year it was in Dallas, if I recall correctly. That is numbered to 150 for the Indians. But we've got or maybe is the combine, the date that I told you was the draft? I don't know. I think that's roughly the draft date. Combine should be before that. Oh, Mets, Jared Kelenic. Oh, there's a happy little surprise if you've got the Mets, making your life happy. The first 2019 football product for the upcoming months, as far as I know, at least the first one they've announced. Now, keep in mind, they move the release dates sometimes, but as it stands right now, first one out will be Prism draft picks, Prism collegiate draft picks, which in the past, well, there was a Prism draft picks. We haven't had it maybe since, I don't remember, 2015 maybe is the last time we had that, or was it 2016? And then we had Contenders draft picks, and now we're back to Prism draft picks for 2019. So as it stands at this moment, that will be the first one for 2019, but that changes so often that could easily end up being a different first product for 19, but the way it looks right now, that's what it would be. There's a little Casey Mize Bowman Sterling continuity. And the Yankees and the Nationals with the refractors. But it's really hard to say what all we'll have coming out of there. I mean, Score is an early one, but there are typically a couple before that. I mean, you usually have Elite draft picks, and you'll have, in this case, Prism draft picks. There's Score, which usually comes out about the time of the draft. The others are usually out before that. There'll be some Leaf products out before that. I mean, there'll be tons of stuff. For the Padres, it is Josh Naylor to 250 purple parallel. You need some Tigers, Latchman, for your birthday. We do have to get that happening for you. And I'm just calling you kids. I know it really says K Dizzle, but I'm just going to call you kids unless that totally offends you. Because I'm probably pronouncing the other one incorrectly. Because I pronounce most of that stuff incorrectly. Anyway, I will try to work some Yankees mojo for you, despite the fact that I've probably completely butchered your username on there. Sorry about that. I'm really bad with that sort of stuff. Almost always pronounce them wrong. And a little Travis Swaggerty insert. We have a Jaron Kendall refractor and a Brent Rooker refractor. Orioles and Royals for Ezekiel. Yeah, you know what? We do generally find some Kansas City Royals in draft. And we haven't really seen any tonight, have we, autograph-wise? Yeah, we'll have to see if we can't get the mojo pumped up for several of you here in the last few boxes. You still got plenty of hits left to find, though. Well, this will make Jay Allen happy because he got a sparkle. That'll be worth a little money anyway. The Dodgers' first Bowman Devin Mann with the sparkle parallel. And a Royce Lewis refractor along with a Devin Mann refractor. Tell you this though, I should have worn my wrist brace. I forgot about how many cards I would be rolling through tonight. My carpal tunnel has been a nasty little fellow this week. Carpal tunnel has made my wrist unhappy all week. I should have put that brace on tonight and I didn't. Silly me. Brewers, Bryce Terang, and the White Sox with Jonathan Stiver. So we've got, of course, yeah, still quite a bit of stuff left to open and a redemption left to flip. So, yeah, don't give up yet, guys. If we haven't found what you're looking for your team yet, we still have several shots at it. So we'll keep working. We'll keep working the mojo. The White Sox and the Indians are our refractors. Oh, my screen was trying to time out on me over there. But we caught it in time. So tomorrow ought to be fun with the football games coming up. I'm kind of looking forward to that. I think both those games are going to be really good games. I'll be so disappointed if they're not fun to watch because I think they're both going to be really fun to watch. We have more orange. This is to 25 for the Astros, Corbin Martin. And an autograph coming out for the Mets. You had the nice Jared Kelenic, and now you have Simeon Woods Richardson to go along with it. So the Mets really coming on here at the end. Texas Rangers and Carter Kieboom for the Nationals were the refractors. We have a little hit for the A's, numbered to 499. It is Dallas Woolfolk. Why can't I say that guy's name? Dallas Woolfolk. Yeah, that was bad, wasn't it? Yeah, well. This looks like we might have a nice hit in the offing. It is indeed Nick Madrigal, a class of 2018 autograph for the White Sox, numbered to 250. It's a nice hit for the Sox with Madrigal there. So, you've got the White Sox. Nice job. Congratulations. Tristan McKenzie and Eloy were the two refractors out of that pack. Yeah, Eloy ought to be coming up like well, I guess they're going to hold him, what, until April for length of service, I guess. So they have an extra year of team control. So I guess maybe we won't really see Eloy till about April. Is that going to be the case? The Rangers and then the Diamondbacks with the Jazz Chisholm. I really hate that they do that anyway. Manipulating the service time the way they do. That's just a load of hooey. Now we have a little green parallel. Jeter Downs to 99 for the Reds. Latchman, what do you mean? You said you don't think the checklist works. What do you mean by that? Here comes a hit for the Angels. And it is purple parallel to 250. Jordan Adams autograph. I mean, I'm assuming that you're talking about the checklists that tell you what the hits are, right? Like group break checklists and Break Ninja and those places where they take the checklist and then they break the hits down by teams, so you can look at any given team and see this is which players have hits for your team and that sort of thing. If that's what you mean, I mean, it's not really necessarily a matter of them working or not working. Those just tell you, here's what you could potentially hit for your team, right? So if it shows one team has a possibility of 10 autographs and another team has a possibility of 20 autographs, then you kind of get an idea of how that works. But there's caveats to all that kind of stuff. Mason Denneberg and Adam Hazley, the refractors. So, you know, if one team has 20 players on the checklist, but half of those 20 players, you know, only have cards numbered to 10, whereas maybe the other team has 10 players, but each of those players have 500 autographs in them, well, then obviously you would have better odds with the team that has only 10 players on the checklist because they would have a higher total number of available cards that you could potentially hit. So there's lots of ways to look at it, but I don't think it's really necessarily a matter of it working or not working, because it really is just informational. It's just so you can kind of look at it and break it out by team without having to do, you know, completely guess as to what's in there. Jeter Downs to 402 for the Reds. I mean, of course, you can always go to the Panini website, or there's Sean Jelly, I love him, for the Giants and a refractor. Or you can go to the Panini website. You can go to the Topps website. They'll give you the checklists. I mean, you could look through them that way as well. It's just much more time consuming because these other websites do the work to break it down by team. They don't do that, of course, on the Panini website. They break it down by card set, and then you have to scroll through and see who everybody is and what team they're on, and ditto for Topps. So they definitely can be useful tools, but you also kind of sometimes have to dig a little deeper into them rather than just looking at it on the face of it like, well, this one has 20 players and this one has 10. You do kind of have to look and see how many each player has and the type of product. You know, if you're looking at a rookie-heavy product and one team has a lot of veteran players on the checklist, well, you're probably less likely to pull them. Grayson Janista to 99 for the Braves. But, you know, that goes back to the same overall theory. They would have fewer autographs probably in there than a rookie would and that sort of thing. So, definitely I think they can be useful. But at the end of the day, we never know what's coming out of here. It's just whatever Topps or Panini, depending on what we're opening, has decided to put in any given case. So, really, we never kind of know. We just have to hope it's good and cross our fingers. Tristan Casas, that is a Bowman Sterling continuity for the Red Sox. A Jared Kelenic refractor and a Feltman refractor for the Red Sox. Oh, it has helped you some in the past, but it's not helping you tonight. Yeah, sometimes it doesn't matter how many possible hits your team has. Some nights it just seems like they're on, and some nights they're off, you know. Believe me, I've been on your side of the break before, plenty of times. I know exactly how that works. Always more fun when it's hitting, for sure. For the Brewers, that is numbered to 402. There's Micah Bello. There's another Sean Jelly refractor and Jeter Downs for the Reds. So we didn't see like any Sean Jelly refractors, I don't think, until right here at the end, and then we see two, like right away, back to back. It's always the way, isn't it? Whoop, whoop, whoop. Hang on now. Somebody tried to jump off my pile there. It's Devin Mann. It doesn't appear to be any worse for the wear, so I think he's all right. He was trying to get out of here, though, wasn't he? Goes over there into housekeeping. The Indians with Bobby Bradley and the Giants with Jake Wong for the two refractors. We're making a dent in it. We're getting there, kids. We're getting there. I'm just looking at that gigantic stack of, is that the photo variation of Royce Lewis? No, I think that's the regular one. The gigantic stack of paper base over there, it's insane. I'm just looking at that going, man, that is going to be really hard to get situated into a box. Logan Gilbert and Dylan Cease, the refractors. Of course, we'll figure it out. I'll get it rolling. Don't worry. It'll get there. It'll get there all in one piece. Never fear. For the Red Sox, Nick Decker to 250. And the Cardinals have Lucan Baker headed your way. Ruiz and Brian Miller are the two refractors. I don't hear any cars crashing outside, so I'm assuming our roadways haven't frozen over yet. Still sounds like water out there. I hear the cars drive by and sounds like they're still driving on wet roads, not icy roads. So maybe I'll get lucky and we won't get any of that stuff they're calling for. Jazz Chisholm for the Diamondbacks and Feltman again for the Boston Red Sox. And looks like the Cardinals are about ready to hit Lucan Baker again. You just hit a Lucan Baker, but you know what? You have a bookend. Oh, this one's a parallel, though, to 250. The purple variation. If I can get the sleeve turned around the right way. I've got static over there all of a sudden. Like my little pile of sleeves has suddenly got, I don't know, static electricity in it. So they're trying to run away from me. Every time I reach over there to grab one, they're like acting crazy because they're full of static. You know what else gets static? The team bags. When you pull that little strip off of it to expose the adhesive strip, you know, to seal it up, the little piece that comes off of that was previously covering up the adhesive is insane. It's Brent Rooker and Tanner Dodson. It gets so full of static and like it will stick to my hand or stick to my arm, or you try to get it off and you're trying to like get off me, you stupid piece of paper. It's not really paper, but you little, you know, strip of plastic. And that thing will just like grab on there and hang on for dear life. those things are probably all over the house. I probably vacuum up about a gallon garbage bag full of those a week. To 499, Josh Stowers in the Mariners. So yeah, that's one reason I dread winter, because of that. All those stupid things stick to me because of the static. Well, happy birthday, Latchman. There is your Casey Mize, and it is numbered to 499. First Bowman refractor autograph of your #1 overall draft pick for the Detroit Tigers. One Casey Mize on command for Latchman's birthday. So congratulations, and Casey Mize says happy birthday to you. So see, now you think the checklist is working for you, right? And now you're like, yeah, I like that checklist. Hey, listen, man, we've all been there. I feel you. I feel you on that. The Boston Red Sox have got themselves a Sparkle Parallel. And that is Thad Ward for Boston. The Yankees and the Pirates, the two refractors. Yeah, so you got a couple of Casey Mize, don't you, Latch? I think you've hit him, you said, in a couple of other breaks as well. I don't remember if it was in this or if it was in Bowman's Best, though. So you probably got a few Casey Mize. They might be worth sending off and getting graded, you know. I would definitely give that a once-over consideration. There's Adam Hazley and Brian Mata, the refractors. All right, guys and gals, it is last box mojo time. That's right. This is the time of night where we've got to fire up our collective mojo and try to bring home the big hits, the big fiery hits. Ooh, look what we have, a box loader already. I'm happy we don't pull those all the time. As many or most or all of you know, the box loaders don't show up all that often. So, hey. Let's see what it is. Who's in here? It's the Padres, and it's numbered to 50. Nice. Ryan Weathers to 50. Top of the class, first round, number 2 of 50. Very nice little addition to the Padres haul tonight with the box loader numbered to 50. So congrats to the Padres on that one. And how about that it worked out to be in our last box for Last Box Mojo? Huh, what are the odds of that? Not too bad, huh? Not a bad way to start things off in our last box. Now we just have to get it carried through and find ourselves some big smoking hits in here. And of course the redemption. That could also be a big hit. We don't know. Ryder Green and Trevor Larnach refractors. Oh, I just looked back over there. You said your other Casey Mize is the Blue Wave out of draft. Okay, well, yeah, so you got a couple of nice Caseys out of here then. Yeah, I couldn't remember if you had hit it out of Leaf Ultimate Draft or if you'd hit it out of here or what exactly you had hit it out of. I just remembered you had hit it. Jared Kalenic, that is a Bowman Sterling continuity for the Mets. We have Cubbies and Yankees refractors. No autographs have turned up yet out of the last box. Just our nice box loader. Aha, we have a gold parallel for the Marlins. Guzman, numbered to 50. Well, I can find the opening of the sleeve to get it in there, right? Silly me. Well, I'm glad that made your night, Latchman. I'm glad we were able to hit that for you on your birthday. It's always good when we can conjure up something that somebody's looking for. Kansas City Royals with the little chrome parallel there. And our refractors are the Cardinals and the Yankees. Still not any autographs yet out of this box. They're elusive. They're going to kind of hang out here towards the end, huh? Jay Allen, I think you have a sparkle, I think, for the Dodgers, if I recall correctly. You had something that I remembered you'd be happy about. I think it was a sparkle. As you know, most of those you can get a little bit of money for. White Sox and Mets refractors. And, of course, you know, I'm sure you had refractors and some things like that, but I believe the sparkle is probably where you would make a little money. As I said, it's, with the buy, you know, you had a low buy-in on it, so about any hit out of here for the Dodgers, you're gonna be fine, making some money on it, I would think. For the Blue Jays, that is to 499. It is Sean Weimer. Another two-team. Colorado Rockies have a hit. Grant Levine. Oh, his signature's kind of cool, isn't it? I mean, you can't, it's not legible, but I'm not one to talk about that. My own signature's not legible. My handwriting's horrendous. But his signature's kind of cool anyway. I like that. Nice change of pace for what we see from the football rookies this year, who all like to sign with just their initials. It's nice to see someone sign an entire autograph, no matter whether you can read it or not. A nice little Hunter Green refractor for my Cincinnati Reds. Shane McClanahan, Tampa Bay Rays. You're heading off to catch some Z's, Jay Allen. Well, I don't blame you. You get up so early most days. I'm surprised you are able to stay up as late as you do. I'm not sure I would be able to. I'm pretty sure I would fall asleep. I'd be conked out in front of the computer, I imagine. Logan Gilbert, Mariners to 499. Cleveland Indians have a hit. Ethan Hankins autograph. Oh, nice. And it is Gold Wave, no less. Very nice, to 50. Yeah. Unexpectedly nice. So congrats to the Indians on that little hit. So we should have, what, one more autograph left to find live here in the product. And then, of course, the one redemption that we'll be flipping over to check out shortly. To 250, that's Devin Mann for the Dodgers. And second redemption, we've got the Angels and the Padres with our two refractors. So, yeah, looks like our last autograph hit out of this box is not live either. It's a redemption. So we've got two sitting up there now to be flipped. Another Madrigal insert. Twins and Diamondbacks refractors. I mean, that stack of base cards over there is just so huge. I cannot believe how very, very many there are over there. Like, I knew it was going to be a lot, but somehow seeing them stacked up there together, it really kind of drives the point home. For the Mets, you have Justin Dunn to 402. Rockies and Marlins, the refractors. And here we are in our last pack. See if we've got anything interesting in here for us. We have a blue Aramis Ademan for the Cubbies. Not too shabby. To 150 for Chicago. And the Royals with a Jackson Kowar. Twins with a Kirilloff. Our last two refractors. Now, here's what's going to happen coming up next to finish up things tonight. We'll flip over those two redemptions. We'll find out who those are. We will go to the Topps website, pull up the checklist, and verify the teams. Then we will use random.org to award those cards. And then after we do all of that, we will recap all of our color and our autographs and our Bowman Sterling continuity and our sparkle cards. So that's kind of the order that things are going to happen here in the next few minutes as we get things wrapped up here tonight. Ryan Weathers Chrome Draft Pick Autograph. That should be Padres. And then we have Anthony Siegler Chrome Draft Pick Autograph Refractor Parallel. That will be Yankees. I think somebody asked for a Yankee, didn't they? I think so. All right, so let's roll over here. We don't have to use random tonight, but we do need our Topps checklist. So you're going to have to bear with me here for a minute because they've completely rearranged their website, as I said. So I got to kind of refamiliarize myself. Looks like they didn't do us any favors. I was hoping they were going to have the checklist a little better organized where you could just go to a drop-down menu and pull up the card set like you can on Panini, but they don't. It's still just a scan of, a typed-out sheet. But either way, we should be able to get down to our autographs here momentarily. Okay, so we are looking for Anthony Siegler. Should be right up here at the top, and he is verified as a Yankee. Then we're looking to verify Ryan Weathers for the Padres, and there he is, Ryan Weathers, Padres. All right, so that part is done. We have those all happily verified. We'll label them up. They're in a sleeve. If you didn't see me do that, I did put those in a sleeve, so I'm not writing on your actual redemption. Not that it necessarily matters, but it does bother some people, so I don't. I write on sleeve instead. Now, this stack of cards, which we do have one that is numbered, and the rest that are unnumbered. So, what's going to happen with this? We're going to go to random.org, and I will type in left, and I will type in right. And whatever, I will hit random 3 different times. Anytime we have less than 10 items in a list, 9 or fewer, I do random 3 times. We have 10 or more, I just do random once. Obviously, left and right is only 2 items. So we'll put that in there. I'll hit random 3 times. The third random will make the decision. But here's what I'm going to do, because there's a lot of these guys, and a lot of them are duplicates. So let's say, for instance, we had, 3 of any one of these cards, or 2 of any one of these cards. So I would send one. Let me find one that's a good example of a duplicate if we've got one in here. I'm sure that we do. After I said that, like, do we not? Yeah, there's a, that should be the, oh, now where did my other white sock go? Well, maybe, well, whatever. Here's the thing. If I've got two of the same card that are the exact same image, I will send one to one team, one to the other. If I had four of the same card with the exact same image, I would send one to the team that doesn't win random and three to the team that does. Does that make sense? I hope that made sense. I really would like to find one that we can match up. I'm sure that there are plenty in here that I'm just not seeing at the moment. Here, okay. So for instance, to use this one as an example. So if there are only two that look like this, I would send one to the Rockies and one to the Braves. Now, if we have, say, for instance, four that are exactly like this, not numbered, exactly the same, then I will send one to the team that doesn't win random, and I would send the other three to the team that does win random. Okay, so basically that's how we're going to do it, because most of these will probably have several copies in there. Now, let's get ourselves back over here. Did I get you? I got you on the right. No, I've got you on the wrong page. I need to get you on the right page. Now I can go in behind you and we can get this sorted out. Okay, so once again, three randoms. You ignore the first one, ignore the second one, and the third one tells us the answer. There's our 3 times. Our date and time stamp comes up as the left-hand side of the card. So this card, the only card in here that is numbered, will go to the Cardinals because it is the Cardinals on the left-hand side of the card. Now, if we have more of this particular card, the next one that we had would go to the Red Sox if we had 2 of them, because obviously we only have one that is numbered. And then if we had any additional, they would all go to the Cardinals. Okay, so the first one would always go to the team on the left. If there's a duplicate, the duplicate would go to the team on the right. If there's more than just the 2, all the remaining, the extras, would go to the team on the left, because that's how random came up. All right, so we're just flipping through that so you can see who all is in fact on these. And yeah, so that is our 2-team cards all settled up. Take a look through some of our parallels here. These are the Bowman Sterling continuity cards. Behind those, we've got our numbered cards. Of course, I think everybody knows by now what the numbering represents for everything. There's one of our Sparkle parallels, Royce Lewis and the Twins. Another one to 25. That one was for the Mets. We got lots of light blue, which of course are 402 when they are chrome and 499 when they are paper. A gold to 50 for the Marlins, another sparkle, that one for the Red Sox. And an orange for the Astros to 25. There's our Dodgers sparkle. A few to 99, not a lot of 99s tonight, but a couple. A gold for the Diamondbacks to 50. A sparkle Tristan Casas for the Red Sox. And a couple for the Tigers that were parallels there. Our autographs, our redemptions, the Yankees, Anthony Siegler and Ryan Weathers for the Padres. Our autographs that were live in the product. For the Indians, Ethan Hankins to 50, gold wave. Then you have the Rockies, the Casey Mize to 499 for the Tigers. To 250, it's Luken Baker for the Cardinals. Cardinals and Luken again. The Angels to 250. Nick Madrigal and the White Sox to 250. You've got the Mets. The Mets again with Kalinick. Astros. Twins. Here's the Astros again. That is in the wrong spot, however. That is not an autograph. It is a numbered parallel to 250. I just had stacked it in the wrong spot, so sorry about that. The Blue Jays with Griffin. There's a Grayson Janista for the Braves. There's a Blue Wave Grayson Janista to 150 for the Braves. The A's, the Brewers. Here's the Marlins with Will Banfield to 99. The Nationals with Denneberg Refractor to 499. The Twins with Larnach. There's the Nationals to 499 refractor for Kate. The Boston Red Sox, blue parallel to 150 with Tristan Casas. And we started things off for the Phillies with Alec. Came out as first out tonight. So that is our break tonight. That is our recap tonight. And I will put up spreadsheet information one more time for anybody who might have missed it earlier. We'll take a quick look at shipping information as well as the breaks that are coming up here in the days ahead for anybody who might be interested in that. Please remember that Monday is a postal holiday for Martin Luther King Day, which means we have no mail picked up and no mail delivered. I may well print labels, could be either tomorrow or Monday, but just understand that they would actually have Tuesday's date on them and actually be picked up on Tuesday, FYI. And by the way, that's also when I expect this break to ship, on Tuesday, because we can't possibly ship it any sooner than that. And now our upcoming breaks. Tomorrow night is an off night. On Monday night, we'll open 2019 Gem Mint Basketball, Leaf Best of Football, Leaf Ultimate Draft Baseball, and our last case of Bowman's Best Baseball. So we'll be pretty busy Monday night. That'll probably take us about close to 2 hours to get all that opened. Tuesday will be a Hit Parade Triple Play baseball box. Got 4 autographed memorabilia items in it. We will then do a full case of Contenders football. On Wednesday, we'll do a half case of Leaf Autograph Mini Football helmets. It's the back half of the case we started a few days ago. More Leaf Best of Football, and that is the day that Crown Royal Basketball comes out. So we will do that on Wednesday night as well. Thursday, we will open a Gold Rush autograph basketball jersey, more Gem Mint basketball, more Crown Royal basketball, and more Ultimate Draft baseball. So that's how we're looking in the days ahead. And yeah, I guess I'm out of here until Monday night, right? It's not very often that I have a night off. So I guess I won't see you again till Monday night. So everyone, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Try to stay safe, stay warm, stay out of the weather, and I'll see you again in a couple of nights. Bye now.